I am now pretty much set for the wintertime on the tiny home. Just recently, I purchased a generator. Um, it wasn't very expensive. It cost quite a bit of money, but it wasn't too bad. Um, so, in the event that electricity is no longer available for a while, I will be using the generator. I had to build a containment for the generator. For storage, obviously, you don't use a generator internally. That would be, in all due honesty, that could be fatal. But what I've done is where I'm very good at mechanics and electronics, I've reconditioned the circuitry of the generator. I don't know if you can see this or not. I put a small condenser here. It's a resistor, which will take the power from 4,500 starting watts, increases it to 9,000. So I'm not going to have to worry about a lot of power surges. Uh, the one thing I did notice about this is faulty. This says a 2.7 gallon tank for fuel, and it's actually not. It's just slightly over 2 gallons. So it's like a 2.1. So I contacted the company and I explained to them that what's happening is people are seeing that that's 2.7 gallons and they're going to put 2.7 gallons or attempt to inside a tank. That's going to cause it to overflow, and what's going to happen is it gets down into the motor area and the wiring, and heat or spark is going to cause a serious fire. I didn't hear back from the company. Obviously, it's a Chinese company. So, well, anyways, that being said, if you buy a Power Smart, it's the 4500 3680. Do yourself a favor. Do not attempt to put 2.7 gallons in that tank. It'll overflow severely. Um, with these brand new generators, you're supposed to put a lubricant oil before you do anything. So I took the liberty of getting some lubricant, and I put it in the oil chamber and cranked it 5 or 6 times. And then I obviously started it up and let it run for about 30 seconds on economy echo. And then I put it on half power. And then I put it on full power. And I alternated in it for about a minute and a half each. And then I shut it off, emptied the lubricant, and put 10W30. SAE 10W30. You don't want synthetic. This is to break the motor in. If you buy a new generator, you want to take the time to break a motor in. I'm not trying to make this a history lesson or a do-it-yourself guide, but I am stating that if you buy a Power Smart generator like this one, which is kind of powerful, you definitely want to maintain it. These generators are very, very reliable, very, very good. However, they're not built for the long haul. These generators will last roughly between 5 and 8 years, and that usually is the lifespan. Now, if you're using it sparingly for just emergency electricity or to run small power tools, you'll be fine. So just bear that in mind. One of the key factors of a generator such as this is every now and then you want to get inside, just reach in when it's shut off and unplugged, and just clean any debris that you find around the housing and the wiring harnesses. These generators, they're steel. The front casing, obviously, is plastic, but everything else is steel, and over time, that debris and moisture can cause it to corrode. A key factor to this generator I found is on echo mode. It runs very smooth, nice and quiet, but when you throttle it up to full power, the vibration is quite enormous. I'm very surprised with these kind of generators, the vibration. You want to be very careful about vibration, even if it has the hard rubber stands, which absorbs a lot of it. It will vibrate and it will move around. If you have extension cords anywhere near it, especially coming out of your inlets, and it's hanging down front or on the side, be very careful. It doesn't vibrate and actually fray your cord because it can cause electrical hazard and it could kill you. So, that being said, I'm slowly getting to where I need to be. I'm not saying that it's perfect. It's perfect for me, but for other people it may not be. It is what it is, and I'm rather pleased with it. Yesterday I had to create, let's just say, TV's on. I had to create a harness for the electrical here. I have a lot of electrical, and I had to create a harness because I have a lot of electronic components plugged in. Right now I'm running roughly about 16,000 watts of electricity every day. 16,000 watts worth of electricity. That's a tremendous amount of power from the box, the meter box, electrical pole. So I've had to create a wire harness, and I've had to do what's called a homemade resistor and a condenser. It's kind of difficult, but I keep the temperature here at a continuous 75 degrees with a circulator, which allows the heat to literally circulate the entire area. This is a radiant heater, which is simply radiates very hot temperature. That combined with this keeps this place very, very comfortable. The temperature out here is, let's see, it looks like 80 degrees, 82 degrees. So that's not bad. It's a little warm in here, but I want to keep the chemicals from getting cold, so I've been doing it that way. Down here I have 4 6-volt gel pack batteries, very heavy, each one very heavy, and I've made sure that all 4 of these are fully charged, and I have it connected to the charger. And anytime I need to use emergency electricity without using the generator, I will just turn this on and hit the relay switch, which will power it up underneath, and that'll give me power in here for approximately 4, maybe 5 days just on the charge of these 4 gel pack batteries. If that for some reason would fail to function, I can use my Vector 6 and 12 volt charger, and that'll charge those up in a matter of 2 hours each. So 8 hours, and I'd have all 4 batteries fully charged. This door I'm going to end up replacing because this door is not ideal for what I want. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's just over 2 inches thick, but I've had to construct it when I was in kind of a hurry. And as anybody who's ever worked with wood knows, that over time, wood moves, wood shifts. It is already starting to do that because of the variance of the heat. I started off with 1/8 inch spacing, and it is now almost 1/4 inch on the edging. So if you're doing doors, make sure that you clamp them tight, glue them down, let them dry thoroughly, and make sure you put bracing across so that your door don't shift. This door in itself weighs about 70 pounds. It's extremely heavy. It's made of softwood and hardwood. And as you can see, is already warped out. So it's a very heavy door. I guess I've turned this video more into a guide, and that was never intended. So I will shut this down, and hopefully people watching this will have a general idea that if you want to construct a tiny home for someone, make sure you're doing it the right way, because in the long run, safety should be priority. If you're using generators, do not, on any circumstance, regardless, even if it's only for a few minutes, do not use a generator inside. Carbon monoxide, you cannot see it, you cannot taste it, you cannot smell it, you cannot feel it, you cannot hear it. It's a deadly gas, and all it takes is just a couple minutes, and it could cost you your life. Never run a generator internally inside any home or dwelling. Even in a small portable trailer, do not do it. Have it outside, ample distance away from any structure, and be aware of dizziness, confusion, nausea, lightheadedness. When you feel like you're becoming, for and a lack of other words, almost like a buzz, like you're drunk, that's when you're in danger of carbon monoxide poisoning. So get yourself fresh air, shut your machine off, or just walk away and have someone else shut it off. That could save your life. Thank you for listening, everybody. Until the next video, I apologize for rambling. This is not intended, but a lot I wanted to say in very little time, and I thank you all for listening. Be safe, everybody, and as a reminder, this coming New Year's, please enjoy yourself, but get a designated driver. Don't drink and drive.